Welcome to Happy Death Day. Picture this, a grown man, badge too big, confidence too small, sweating through his uniform like he just robbed the bank he's supposed to guard. That man? Barney Fife. But before he became the most nervous deputy in television history, Don Knotts was a skinny kid from West Virginia with anxiety so bad it looked like comedy. And that nervous twitch turned into one of the most legendary TV careers of all time. This is the life and death of Don Knotts, and trust me, it's deeper than Mayberry. Born July 21st, 1924, in Morgantown, West Virginia, small town, coal country, Depression era. His father, mentally unstable, struggled with schizophrenia, violent episodes, dark household. Don grew up scared, quiet, thin, the kind of kid teachers say has potential, but really mean, please speak up. Comedy wasn't a dream, it was survival. When your house feels unpredictable, you learn how to read the room fast. And Don could read a room like Google Maps. World War II hits. Don joins the army, but instead of storming beaches, he becomes a ventriloquist. Yeah, Barney Fife almost died in combat, but instead he's overseas arguing with a wooden puppet. Imagine being a soldier and your morale boost is this skinny dude yelling at a dummy. That puppet? Danny. But here's the twist. Don was funnier when he dropped the puppet. The nervous energy, the stutter, the awkward pauses, that wasn't an act. That was him. And it killed. 1950s TV is exploding. Black and white screens. Family gathered around one box like it's a sacred altar. Don lands on the Steve Allen Show, and America sees it. That jittery, wide-eyed panic, like a man who just realized he left the stove on in another state. He wins an Emmy in 1960, before Mayberry. Let that sink in. The industry already knew. This dude different. 1960, he joins the Andy Griffith Show. Andy's the calm sheriff. Barney's the human panic attack. One bullet in his pocket, because giving Barney a loaded gun, that's how the series ends in season 1. And here's the genius. Barney wasn't dumb. He was insecure. Big difference. He overcompensated, talked tough, then immediately folded. America related. Because deep down, we're all Barney sometimes. Trying to act confident while praying nobody notices we're winging it. Don wins 5 Emmys. 5. For playing a man who looks like he cries during thunderstorms. Now here's where it gets spicy. At the peak of the show, Don leaves. Why? Movies. Confidence boost? Or ego whispering too loud? He signs a film deal, and suddenly we get The Incredible Mr. Limpet, The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, The Shakiest Gun in the West. Every title sounds like anxiety with a budget. And they worked, because Don wasn't cool. He wasn't macho. He wasn't suave. He was terrified. And somehow that made him a star. But Hollywood is funny. They love you until they only see one version of you. Don tried dramatic roles, tried different vibes, but audiences said, nah, we want the nervous guy. Typecasting is like getting famous for one meme. You can't escape it. But Don leaned into it because he knew something most actors don't. Consistency feeds families. Behind the laughs, 3 marriages, divorces, Hollywood pressure. He battled hypochondria, always thinking something was wrong, which is wild because the character he played was anxious, but the man himself, even more so. Comedy isn't always joy. Sometimes it's therapy with studio lights. 1979, he joins Three's Company as Mr. Furley. Leisure suits, over-the-top reactions. Barney grew up, but still nervous. Different decade, same energy. And once again, he steals scenes. Because timing? Unmatched. He could pause half a second longer than anyone else and the audience would explode. That's mastery. Voice acting, guest spots, appearances. He became a living legend. Kids who never saw black and white TV knew that voice. High-pitched panic with confidence sprinkled on top. And the crazy part? He stayed humble. Never acted bigger than the work. February 24th, 2006, Los Angeles, California. Complications from lung cancer. Age 81. The nervous man who spent decades looking like he was seconds from collapse went quietly. No chaos. No over-the-top drama. Just peace. America lost a comfort character that day because Don Knotts wasn't edgy. He wasn't scandalous. He wasn't controversial. He was safe. And sometimes safe is legendary. Think about this. In a world obsessed with alpha energy, Don Knotts made weakness powerful. He turned insecurity into gold. He proved you don't have to be the toughest guy in the room. Sometimes you just need timing, commitment, and a face that says, I have absolutely no idea what's happening. That's art.
Barney Fife was scared of everything, but Don Knotts? He walked into Hollywood with anxiety and left with 5 Emmys. That's gangster in a cardigan. He didn't carry a gun. He carried timing. And that bullet in Barney's pocket? Symbolic. 1 shot. That's all you get sometimes. Don Knotts took his, and never missed. February 24th, 2006. The most nervous deputy in America finally clocked out. No more shaking hands. No more pocket bullet. No more panic sweats under stage lights. Don Knotts, the man who made anxiety hilarious, took his final bow at 81. And somewhere up there, I guarantee he's arguing with St. Peter about procedure, while double-checking if heaven requires a permit for that halo. Happy Death Day, Deputy. You kept Mayberry safe, even if you were terrified the whole time. Subscribe for tomorrow's Death Day. And remember, death is guaranteed. History is optional.